I was thinking of how to learn a foreign language. Maybe we should listen to phrases over and over again until it drives us up the wall. Jones-san wa ohayou gozaimasu. Good morning, Mr. Jones. Do itashimashite. Or maybe we should listen to it, and then if you've listened to it 50 times, did you remember what was said? Did you remember where the phrases went? Oh. Or maybe we can learn a language by clicking on different things where they say hello and has a subtitle on the bottom, and we can talk into it and hear ourselves. Maybe we can learn a language that way. And by the way, that way is more like it was when you were a baby. Really? So you took a baby and you put it in front of a screen and made it click all over the place to find out how to speak English? I don't think so. So how do you learn a foreign language? Well, I guess there's a million. You could start with page one, number one, and start off with the greetings and what to do at the hotel room, and then see if anybody remembers all of that stuff or how to even pronounce half of that stuff. Or you can take it slow, and I think the best way to do things is a few minutes a day familiarizing yourself with the alphabet of a language and learning a few phrases. But the honest truth is that if you're not listening to it and speaking all the time, babbling or whatever it is, it's very unlikely that you're going to learn how to speak a foreign language. The best thing to do is to learn a few phrases and go to the country, I would imagine. But to learn a foreign language and have nobody to talk to, unless you go to a controlled conversational language course, Spanish or whatever it is, and you sit in the classroom and you have some conversation. I guess that's not too bad. At least you're learning. But to learn at home a foreign language without in it, and you can do, I guess, face-to-face communication with a Spanish class. I guess nowadays they have the technology to do that. I think that might not be a bad idea to do it that way to a certain degree. Um, but my way of doing things is like learning a phrase here or a phrase there, and but not just learning and forgetting it. Like learning the phrase, learning how to pronounce the phrase, and then learning that phrase so that this way you remember what that phrase means. Like um, what I heard, and I've heard these phrases on like Carmen Sandiego had a "Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego" video, right? They used to have this foreign language thing, and I forget Umemiwanamon, can't say it, Swahili or some sort of African. Umemiwana Manamke Liovango Nyakundo. uh, Umemiwana Manamke Liovango Nyakundo, which means, have you seen the woman in red? I think, and then there was all these different languages that they had. I just particularly took a lot of time to actually try to get my tongue around. And if you notice, I'm not practiced because I didn't go to Africa after I learned that phrase or any other phrase to get my tongue around the words. And I think that that's the whole thing. Everything's like a tongue twister when you speak in a foreign language. You've got to, your mouth will hurt if you speak it the right way. And if you practice a phrase and learn the phrase, what it is in that language, it might take you some time to learn that one phrase. It's almost like Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee was an incredible martial arts teacher, and he was very good at learning. And what he did is he learned one technique, and after he learned one technique, he didn't go to the next technique until he really learned the technique. He spent a week on the technique before he knew the technique in and out. Now, I'm not saying to do that with one phrase, because if you concentrated on one phrase for a week, well, it would be, crazy. But so, I would learn a little bit about the culture, and then I would learn a phrase a day, different phrases, and then over time, and this is what it is, time, you'll start to, by listening to the language all the time and learning the phrases, after a while, you'll and then actually having a conversation, like talking to people, which is basically what you really need. I think that's the way to really learn a language. Thank you.